Hey, what's up? I'm Frank Zummo. I'm hanging out with my boy Rob, and you are watching Front Row Live.
New track, new music, you're doing your own thing right now.
Yeah, it just came out for the first weekend of Coachella.
Yeah.
Because I performed Coachella with Kayzo, Kayzo actually produced the track. So we said, hey, what a great way to launch this, to make it super special, and just to kind of drop it on everyone. Like, whoa, like I wanted it to kind of just be a really cool, powerful release. But it's something I've been working on for the last year that literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I got really inspired. I've been out touring the world for the last year doing these solo, motivational, inspirational kind of drum workshop-y things through Van Shoes and SJC drums.
Okay.
We did China, we've gone all over America, and we're finding young bands and young drummers, and we're basically giving them the stage to do whatever they want. Then I come out there, I perform, and then I'll perform with the kids at the end, and then just kind of have like a really workshop-y meet and greet hang with these kids to really try to inspire the youth and give help launch their careers and give them the start and opportunities that I didn't have when I was young. And doing that just inspired me in so many amazing ways. And I was on vacation last summer, and I was like, I just want to take some time and reflect and just think about goals and things that I want to do. And I kind of just was on a run on the beach, and it just hit me, and I was like, I want to do my own project and collaborate with all these artists that I've always wanted to collaborate with, push myself, do something that's out of my comfort zone. And like I've been doing all these emo nights around the country just by myself.
Right.
And I haven't been promoting any music or anything. I'm like, it'd be cool to play my own tracks for this too. So the idea just kind of, inspired, and I started writing. And the first track that really came, to full kind of, capacity or whatever, was the one called The Less We Know, which I went in with Kayzo. We had an idea and a concept and worked on it. And then we brought in Micah Martin to sing on it. It was 1 day of writing, 1 day in the studio of tracking.
It's just a quick process.
It was pretty quick, which is what I love about, the DJ producers and stuff now. I mean, these guys are so quick, and the sounds they're getting, and it's pretty incredible. And like, it was the craziest recording experience because we had the studio booked. The night before, my wife went into labor with our second child. And literally, I text my manager. I was like, hey, I think you're going to have to cancel this session, or I think the baby's coming. And then just forgot about it. And the baby came so quick that we had the baby in our house, which was so incredible. And we went to bed at about 5 in the morning. And before we fell asleep, my wife looked at me and she said, hey, go do your session tomorrow. She's like, the baby came. I'm safe. Everything's good. My mom's here. My aunt's here. Like, go. And I slept for 2 hours, loaded my drums in the car, went to the studio, and talk about I was so high, just on the baby and inspired. Like, it was a really emotional experience. So obviously, long story explaining this whole journey, but that's kind of all this inspiration and motivation, and it's got me to this place that I am now. The song is out. I shot a video, which was so fun to do, and bringing it back to the Emo Night folks. Morgan, one of the creators of Emo Night, he's an incredible video director. We did a video together for it, and now we're going to do my first show here in LA as like a release show at Emo Night at the Echoplex on June 7th. And I'm going to continue. There's about 5 more songs I've written that are in the hands of like my wish list of artists. Hoping that they'll feel it and want to be on it. So basically, it's me writing and working with producers, and then getting singers on it. And so many people think that it's just going to be like a drum record, and I'm like, no. I mean, I have street drum corps for that, and I don't even.
You've already experienced that.
Yeah, and I don't even want to listen to an all drum record. Like I want to do some stuff that's just different, inspiring, and work with some really great artists. And it's just fun. It's fun to be on this new journey, and I'm excited to play live and just to keep pushing more, and just putting myself out there, you know, which is cool.
Right. Now, touching base on you saying earlier how you wanted to step out of your comfort zone, like, have you considered even like maybe singing on a couple of these tracks?
I haven't. As a kid growing up, I was in every kind of musical class we had, from chorus to you know, musicals and orchestra band, marching band, and I didn't really enjoy the singing part. And like in some, I love screaming. I do all the, you know, like the hip hoppy Beastie Boys, you know, rap lines and shit. But I don't. I'd rather somebody else do that. I'm more inspired by working with singers, and I just like making the drums kind of at the forefront, you know, kind of a thing. So I don't think so. I mean, who knows? But as of right now, I'm just enjoying working with the artists because I'm inspired by them, and it brings other things out of me than me just being like a one-man show. Like having the team of a producer and a singer is kind of the combo that's working right now in this project.
Now, as far as bringing Micah into this song, who is Micah? This is the first time I've heard him and his voice.
Micah is in a rock band called the Zealots, I believe, out of somewhere either in Chicago area or something like that. And he is on a lot of tracks with Kayzo on Kayzo's last record.
So this was someone that Kayzo brought in.
Yeah, Kayzo, and you know, when we started talking about voices and singers that I like, you know, it literally was like he was the voice of that. Like I love big, powerful singers, and I mean, I just like in Kayzo, the songs that he sings on are just so, the emotion in his voice and how powerful it is. And what I really liked about this when we started working was the vocals were super percussive. If you like, it inspired drum things. Like I was almost calling and answering some of his vocals, and even the verses are super, the flow that he has, it's very rhythmic. So it kind of was, you know, the first thing. But like, yeah, you know, he's on a lot of Kayzo's last record.
So would you say that when Micah came in, you already had everything written out, but when Micah came in, you kind of changed the song a little bit?
He like, it was a track, and then we got some vocals. Through, you know, put them in the track. And then this is what was cool for me. I was literally driving, listening to the track, and I'm like, the chorus is missing one more thing. And I, you know, my singing is not great at all. And I literally just sang it into my phone, recorded it, like sent it to Kayzo and Micah. I was like, just, you know, I don't even know if this is in key, but here's a melody that I think that would take this thing to the next level. Mike is like, totally got it, and he recorded that part, and it was like, I was like, wow, I actually wrote a vocal melody. Like I've never done that before.
That's your first.
You know, it was your first. So
it was for your own track too,
which was super cool. And like, you know, even lyrically, you know, like other singers are like, give me like a couple bullet points of what you're, you know, liking and what you want to say and this and that. So like, and you know, but I want them to give them the freedom to do the thing, but I've given them like some inspirational things. But, you know, and I think every track's going to be completely different in terms of just the way the process is because of working with all these different, you know, artists and stuff. But
now it's cool because like Kayzo within the last couple years, like he's been bringing out like Under Oath, and he's been bringing out like bands that we grew up with, like the punk world. So it's like cool to collaborate with artists like that, and you know, mixing the EDM stuff. And then that's what, I mean, in a sense, that's what I get from your music. I don't know, it might change after a couple tracks that you release, but you know, what is your mindset as far as your music goes? Do you want to like reach to every genre?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is like a no rules thing, but it's merging two of the things that I love. I love electronic music, and I love rock music, and I think this song perfectly merged those two styles. And I think that, you know, that is the stylistically, you know, way to go with this. You know, but I'm also into a lot of really moody, vibey music, you know, like, you know, bands like Tycho and Mansionaire and Odessa, things like that, that's super moody and vibey. So there is a couple of things that I wrote on that vibe in the demo stage right now, you know, because that's really music that I listen to and moves me and all that. So, you know, I think that'll all be in there. But like, I didn't want to do what you would associate, you know, me just doing like a heavy rock thing or whatever. I wanted to really do something different and push myself and just see what could happen. I think this really merged, and Kayzo really is really nailing the merge of that. I just got off tour with him for the last month and a half, and it's like, yeah, he's got tracks with Memphis May Fire, Blessed to Fall. We played Sum 41 in the set, and to just see all these genres rise against to just straight EDM tracks to all these genres, and Coachella was the one where I was like, we closed the show every night, on both Fridays, and I'm like, to see us play all these styles and for it to go over like that, it's really amazing, and it's a perfect blend. It's not forced, it's just natural. That's what was great about having me play drums with him. It made sense. Right. I just did my thing. I didn't have to I got to lay back now because we're doing really poppy dance music. It's like he's a rock guy and an EDM guy, and it's like he found the great middle ground. The tour was such a success. He had rock bands on the tour and DJs, so it was like his own festival. And to see that many people turning up and all these styles going over, I was like, this is exactly what music needs right now. Right. And a lot of EDM is going live now. Like to that dance stage, Sahara Tent at Coachella years ago, you'd see maybe, I think Travis and AM played. That was maybe the only drum set at the festival. Right. Now I saw stacks of drum sets backstage, which is so cool to see that, everyone is going more live and taking, their performances up, and there's a good movement going on. So hopefully it keeps going there and people keep pushing, the boundaries of all that.
Now with the fact that you got to tour with him, and he's doing his electronic music, did that kind of influence, or did that play a role in the way that you play drums now? Like, did that change your mindset on how you play the drums?
A little bit. I mean, I've always played, literally since I was in high school, I played in electronic bands. And playing with Cruella, they wanted to...
Forgot about that.
Did that.
Shit, man, you've been everywhere.
Yeah, I toured with the girls for a long time,
I completely forgot about that.
And I missed it.
Yeah.
I really missed it. Like, it was a while that I hadn't done it, and I was like, I missed having this in my life. And literally, Kayzo had his birthday at the Palladium here in Hollywood, sold out show, and he wanted to bring special guests, and Sum 41's like his favorite band. So they asked Derek and I to come out, and we did 3 Sum 41 songs with him, and then I stayed on and played a couple of his tracks. Yeah. And he was like, whoa, like this sounds sick, having drums on my stuff. And he talked about like, I'm gonna do this big tour at some point. Yeah. I wanna add you, and I wanna have drummers instead of a band, more drummers, like an army of drummers with my vibe, which is
like street drum corps, yeah.
So we, he and I built this show, and I got to have the street drum corps dudes come out, and it was just insane. It was so insane, like one of the most inspiring tours and like the funnest tour. And to play Coachella, which is a bucket list thing, and to do it in that way was so special. And being in the studio, we created a bunch of different drum moments in the show, and it's just so cleverly done. And that's why when we started putting this all together, I'm like, I want you to write a song with me and produce and do this for this project. And it was like the one that I felt was strongly, then it was like the whole business side, like, are we going to do this with a label? What are we going to do? And management really advised, like, let's just do this on our own. Let's totally do this on our own. I have the amazing team behind it to help me, to bring you here and stuff, which is awesome, which is very important. But like, I was able to get, Vans, who's been like a family to me, to get Vans involved and help me as well. So it's like, it's just really, I feel so blessed to have all these people come and support it, because I was like, I called everybody and I was like, I have this vision to do my own thing. Like, am I crazy, or do you guys, is it cool? Like whatever. And they were like, yeah, go for it. Like, do it. So everyone supported it, and, we'll see where it goes. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm just one of those people that I love to challenge myself and constantly be busy, and to, I love music so much, and I'm so passionate about it, and I want to just continue to do it and continue to go on 1 to 2 tours a year to inspire these kids. And it's getting so bigger every time we do it, which is the most amazing thing, to see the drum community come together, and have these kids come out that literally it's changing their life, which is so, it's the greatest gift that could ever be given to me, is to go and just literally speak and perform and jam with these kids and have it change their life. Like on this tour that I'm literally getting on the bus.
The bus is literally parked outside.
We're getting on it, and we're doing the Sum 41 kickoff tour. So many of these kids are going to come out on the tour and visit and see, and it's really cool. And I just feel that when we're artists and we have this many eyes on us on social media and all this, you should use it for a positive thing and try to inspire the youth and adults, everybody, and use it for a positive thing when everyone's looking at you, instead of negative and preaching your politics and this and that. Like, everybody could do what they want to do, of course. It's a free world, but I think it's like, use that spotlight, inspire, and just try to do good, and all that. So it's like the mission, that I want to do, and to raise awareness and just give these chants. Like the coolest thing was, when we did the last tour on the West Coast in Texas, I told our publicity team.
This is with Sum or with Kayzo?
With my solo, the inspirational drum tour thing. Yeah. I was like, let's go after all the morning news shows, and let's bring, but it's not about me. It's about me go on with the kid from that city. That's smart. And let's play together, and let's talk about this is a hometown hero now. Right. Like, can you imagine, like, you're from San Diego and this girl got to be on the freaking morning news playing a Sum 41 song with the drum from Sum 41. It was the coolest thing ever. And we did that in Vegas, we did it in San Diego, and it was like the coolest thing. I'm like, I didn't have these opportunities, and this just launched this kid's career. Yeah. This kid was just on the morning news in their city. It's like, that's what it's all about.
Especially when it's like they don't even believe in themselves yet, and then you kind of put this in front of them, and it's like,
that's what was cool. They had such stage fright and nerves and this and that. Like, the coolest story was we did a show on the East Coast last summer, same for this Vans SJC tour, and the waitress comes up to me as I'm leaving, and she's like, I'm a singer, but I haven't played in years. I had stage fright and all this stuff. And just hearing you talk and seeing you interact with the kids, I'm getting back on stage again, I'm doing it. And we were just like, that's amazing. Like, that's exactly what it's about. And, we hope to do that to one person on a tour. And, like, the last one we just did, we had, like, a handful. And, like, that's what's great about Vans and SJC. They become, like, the Willy Wonkas of it. And when we see certain kids that are special like that, we'll literally be like, come out back. And we have boxes of drums that we'll give them and a Vans gift card, and like then we do a Skype like mentoring session after where I'll follow up with these kids and make sure they're on the right path, and especially with all the bullying and mental health issues. It's like, if we can break through to some of these kids and inspire them and help get them out of the shells and all that, it's a victory for everybody involved. And like, we've literally had parents to tears, and it's so special. And now, me being a parent myself, it's like it has such a deeper meaning, and like the youth is so important. It's the next game changers and everybody of the world.
I mean, you were there once.
100%.
That was definitely you. Now, we mentioned you're about to head on tour right now, but you just dropped a single within the last couple weeks. So how are you going to balance the two? Because like we were mentioning earlier, like I feel like you've been on tour like every day for the last 2 years.
It's just, it's all about time management, and that's something that I learned at a really, really early age. And, there's some opportunities on a Sum tour where there might be an emo night or something down the street that we can do as an after party or on a day off. But it'll be in between our schedule. So literally we have the Sum year blocked out, and I'm doing some pop-ups, solo things. Right. But I think this is going to be more of like, for now, one-off shows, maybe some festivals. It's not going to be like a tour yet. Right. But it's just this fun collaborative thing at the moment until it really develops into like a record and all that. I mean, I would take this on the road in a second if the right opportunity came above, but it's like we're about to start serious time now. I mean, that single just came out, and it wasn't even planned. Like, I had my release thing, and then the whole something came together. It was like, okay, we're shooting. I literally shot My video 1 week, some video the next week, my single, some touring.
That's crazy.
It's awesome though. I love it, and it keeps me, I think, really like sharp, and your brain on, because you're not in autopilot. It's constantly, and that's what I loved about playing with Kayzo, because DJs, the set list would change on the fly, and you just had to be so on your game. We would change the set list every week, every show, and it was like literally I'm the air traffic controller at the airport, just navigating everything that's going on. It just it's so good for your brain, because I would never could go into autopilot mode, and I like that challenge, and I like that, and I think all these things together just help me be a better musician. When I bring every experience into every group and hope it carries through, basically.
Right. Well, dude, congratulations with that. Like, I love the track, and I think it's a cool thing that it's only one track you're releasing right now, because it's making us want a lot more. So
that's awesome. I can't wait. That's the goal. Now that this is out, because it was such work, doing all the work to put a release out.
Right.
Now that it's out, I'm gonna circle back and get these other tracks done, get other artists involved, and just keep releasing singles over the next year or two, until we have a collection of like a record that we can put out. At least that's the plan for now.
I got a challenge for you though.
Yeah.
We got to get Billie Eilish on a collaboration with you.
It's crazy that you say that, because she is on my list, and we did send it out to her team. I gotta ask management if they got a response or anything, but like that was on my list. Like, there's artists like that I really want to work with. That was in, for sure, the top list. I want to work with everybody from Fanagram to Portugal the Man to some of these amazing upcoming singers in the EDM world and stuff like that. Like, there's a list, and we'll just see who's feeling it, and
Hell yeah, dude.
hopefully you can get some more sick artists on it.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. So thanks again for reuniting with me. I know that bus is waiting for you.
And thanks for
You
coming.
got it.
First of all, we just finished a run through.
Yeah.
Crew's loading out. When you get here, I'm going to load my bags on the bus, and then tomorrow we open the tour. It's a festival. We're doing Sabroso with Offspring.
Right.
And then Sunday we're doing another festival in Arizona, and then we're on this club tour, which is going to be nuts. Like, Sum 41 in these small clubs to just like get like to give the fans an experience like that, and for us it's gonna be awesome. We're doing a set list that is way different. We're doing like literally deep songs from every record, and new stuff, and then it's off to Europe and everywhere else. And I'm stoked for this summer though to do Disrupt Festival with all the friends,
Right, that's gonna be
all the friends, to do the Warped Tour anniversary show in Mountain View, and I'm doing double duties. I'm doing a Street Drum Corps set, because that's where Street Drum Corps started.
Shit, hell yeah.
And Sum 41 on that day.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be a really, really good one.
You're gonna be busy. I'm definitely gonna catch up with you guys in Irvine.
Oh, great.
So
Yeah,
we'll talk about the new record for that one.
Sick.
But dude, thanks again for reuniting with me. You guys be sure to check out the new single with Frank. It's called
The Less We Know.
Featuring
Micah Martin.
There we go. Thanks for watching on Front Row Live.